Hello again, everyone. I want to use this butterfly die today. I got it from Simon Says Stamp, and it's in a couple of several sections. Upper wings, lower wings, trimmings for the wings, and the body and the antenna. The only thing is with a die like this, where all the pieces are on one piece of metal, A, you don't lose any of the bits, which is fabulous. But B, you may want those two bits cut out of different card, or presumably you could treat the bits that you cut out here and just make them slightly different from the wings themselves. What I thought I would use for this was this piece of printed watercolour that I downloaded from Pingwing, PNG, They are free images. And the reason they are free, I think, is the fact that the whole site is absolutely littered with advertisements, and it's almost a bit of a task in itself to work out how to do your download without actually clicking on any of these adverts, which is obviously their ploy. I have done a video on how to download these, which can be a little, daunting really. But I'll put a link to that video in the description of this one. However, what I thought I'd do is have a bit of a background stamped with my favourite background stamp from Amazon. I'm going to do a square card with the butterfly on the top, with maybe perhaps a bit of ribbon. That might be a bit bold for that, but we'll see. A bit of ribbon as well. But I've cut out the die from a piece of scrap, just a piece of copy paper, so I can use it to see which part of this stuff that I've got left I like the look of. Bearing in mind the very tips will be covered with these little bits here, which I'm going to do something to, not quite sure what. So I can look through and see which bit of this paper I think would look nice as the wings. That's a delicate one, isn't it? I rather care for this colour. It's a sort of a warm, peachy sort of colour. Just about. I think I'll do it there. Now, in this position, I won't get all of this through the die cutting machine, so I'm just going to cut off this piece of stuff here so I can fit it through. Let me bring my lower plate here. That can go like that. Just about fits, doesn't it? I'll pop this. Can't pick it up. Into the gap. Scribbled SSS on the back so I remember where the die comes from. I have so many, and I think I'll remember, and I'm afraid I don't always. So let's just get this through my machine. So I've cut it out with the piece of paper in position. So here are my bits and pieces. Upper wings, lower wings, and the trimming bits. I'm not absolutely sure what I want to do with these bits just yet. I was thinking, oh, I haven't got the body. I was thinking I might do black because I want to stamp this bit on the base in black. Let me do that now when I think about it. Something's happened to these. They're all kind of straight. They used to be bent, which made them easier to pick up. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. Right, let's just have a go. Pop that onto a magnet for a moment. Don't want to lose my bits. Right, here's my card panel. And I just want to sort of a randomy circle-ish shape in the middle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my fingers. I very rarely use this any other way, to be honest. I'm just going to ink a bit in the middle. Don't want too much. And I don't want the edges too kind of harsh, really. Let's just see what I can do with this. I think it's about there-ish. Quite nice, but I've got a bit of dirt there, which is a bit of a shame. I thought I'd wipe this. Not quite in the middle either. So let me take it down a size. Can you see it's not in the middle? It was difficult to see through there, and I've got a bit of a dirty mark there. So I'm going to go down a size. I think that will do quite nicely, don't you? It's often a good advantage to stamping first and cutting your panel afterwards. Make sure things level, straight, and all the rest of it in that way. So that would be better, wouldn't it? Get that line parallel with this one. A little bit of tape. There we go, let's cut this out. I'm going to put a piece of mylar on the top because I think that it's quite clean. That ink is still will still be a bit damp, and it might come onto the plate, and then the plate would transfer it to the next one if I don't remember to clean it off first, etc., etc. So here we go. Can you see? There is a bit of ink. I'll just give that a quick wipe while I think about it. Okay, it's easier to see on a white piece of mylar than it is on a clear acrylic plate. Okay, let's have a look at this now. Well, that seems to have sorted those two problems out, doesn't it? It'll still look fine on my card base, which is here. All different sizes look lovely, don't they? So, that might even make a feature of it. Okay, let's have a look at this butterfly now. Now, I was thinking, let's have a look. Of just having a butterfly like that with a bit of ribbon kind of underneath. It's got a bit of a knot in it. It just came out the drawer. With a bit of ribbon behind, kind of anyhow like that. And then possibly a sentiment with these little tiddly bits on. Now, I was thinking black, but let me get my favourite gilding wax out, because I think we're going to go down that line. Because we've got, can you see, we've got all these little bits here which are crying out for a little bit of reinforcement, not reinforcement. Make them show a bit more, that's all. I can't think of the word. Devoid of words today. This evening we're going to see Top Hat in Chichester, the musical. Every year we go with a bunch of friends to the theatre, and we nearly always include the musical with the programme that we use. They're so good. Right, a little bit of gold. I wanted to go over the top of these beautiful wings. I can do around the edge there once that bit's stuck on. I don't know what I'm going to do. I was thinking black, but maybe I'll do gold. I don't know. Let's just see. I will put a link to this gilding wax at the bottom. Gilding spelt Gilding. And I get mine from Amazon. It's a while since I got this one, because it does last for a very long time. I think they're about £13 or something like that. I'm not absolutely sure. And I think different sellers perhaps have them at varying prices. Let's have a look. Oh, isn't that pretty? I think the black might, I don't know. I was thinking about the, I think what I'll do, I will colour this bit black, and if I don't like it black, I can cut another body from another dye that's just a body that I'm sure I've got one that's about that size. Or why don't I try one of another body anyway, and then I can do that black and see if I like that, and if I don't, then I can use that one. That's probably a better idea, isn't it? That's not far off, is it? Different shape, but it doesn't matter. It'll just give me the idea to see if I think I like the black or not. So let's just see. Didn't have any black card handy, otherwise I could have cut it from black card, but this is just as well. Let's have a look. Oh, it might be quite nice. Let me do the black. I can always put a little bit of gold on the black as well as, just to see what that looks like. Let me just pick this up and put it on there. Okay. Let's do all of these black, and then I'll put a bit of gold on as well as. I think that's the answer. Okay. Okay. Now for a little bit of gold as well as, I think. Oh, I don't need that one. I've got this one. Right, let me just stick these together. Do I need a bit of, do I need this as well? Wonderful. I think looking at these, the bottom of this one is slightly shaped and that one is straighter. So I think I'll put the top just over the bottom, just ever so slightly. I don't know if there's a, recommended way of doing it, but this is how I think it will go. Anyway, just there. Okay. Now let's put the body on. Probably should have put the tips of the wings on first. Never mind, we'll learn, won't we, in time. Let's do these. Oh, isn't that sweet? Right, let's take a look. Well, I've been playing with this, and I think that if I'd knot it like this in the middle, it'll make it a little bit skinnier to go behind there, but I've got to get it flat so that the butterfly doesn't stick up too much. I am thinking that I will have that on there like this, and a sentiment kind of just about here. And I'm wondering about one of these negatives again, these big negative sentiments. I can try one and see what I think. I'm quite pleased with that, actually. I rather like the look of it. Quite simple. I'm just wondering how to get this absolutely flat. I'd perhaps staple it to this. I wonder. Got a stapler. Has it got any staples in? Where'd you see? Yeah, it's got some staples in. Before I do it, I need to just check if a sentiment's going to fit on. I'm wondering about one of these. Happy birthday. Sending love and hugs. It's a bit too long. Let's just do a happy birthday. Let's see. I'll do it in a stamp platform. Put that up there out of the way. Get a bit of scrap. Chop a bit off this. This is the bit from down the side of a sheet of A4 when I make a square card. There's happy birthday. Got some Vesafine Clair here. These are fabulous stamps. I get them, I think they're Crashspire. Get them from Amazon. I will put a link to these as well in the description below. Perfect. Okay, I'll cut this out. Again, I like to use my long bladed scissors for this. Not very good at cutting straight lines. Let's see where. If that goes there like that, that could go there like that. So let me just see if I can just staple that into position. Got to put it across where the butterfly middle would be. I think that's fine. Right, let's glue this onto there. Or shall I put a... I'll put a large glue dot, I think. It will hold the butterfly together as well if it goes across the middle. I think these are quite hard to get off the carrier. There we go, we're fine. Very sticky. Put it a bit lower. This can go on foam tape. Okay. It's going to make it extremely fat if I put this up on foam foam tape as well. So I'm just wondering, I think I'll put a bit of a glue dot to keep that down, this side here. Put a smaller one in to keep the ribbon down. That's better. I am just wondering about, I was thinking about a little black outline. I'll just try a piece against it and see what I think. No, it looks too funereal. I'm going to do it without, but I will be putting some pearls on those, on the butterfly. Let me just put some tape on the back of this just to attach it to the card itself. I would have really have liked to have had this up on foam tape as well, but it will make the card too thick. No point in paying the Royal Mail even more to send cards. Let me just pop these up. I've got little hooks on the wall to hang these up. Right, let's have some pearls. I think that size. So there we are, a really simple card actually. Not much to it at all. Cut from a piece of ready printed card. A little gilding wax added, popped onto a ribbon, tiny bit of background and a sentiment. And I kind of like that. I think that works quite well. Pretty bit. It took me a while to mess about with the ribbon, but I'm quite pleased with that. So, hope you have a lovely day. As I say, I'm off to Top Hat this evening. I'm really looking forward to it. Nothing quite like a good old musical to make you feel good. So come again and see me very soon, and thanks so much for watching.